tiny things that come out of the end of my gun could really use some reading.
Gotta be. They just ain't our.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Sort of, maybe. You might remember my soothing voice, and you might also remember my friend on the other side here, Bradford Lang. You know him from Comic Book Resources, where he's heading up the video game division. You know me from GameSpot, Darren Bontes, and also from my own YouTube channel, and of course the new South African website Fangirl. But anyway, to cut to the chase, we're talking about video games, aren't we, Brad?
That's exactly what we're talking about, Darren. And let me tell you, as someone who's played at least 4 video games, they've come a long way. They're not just bleeps and bloops anymore.
You know, I've got a certain craving right now. I've got a certain hunger for games. Possibly also some brains on the side, but you know, I'm undead guttering right now for games because I've been playing the beta of Back 4 Blood. Have you heard about it?
I have heard about it, and I'm a little bit jealous that you got to play it because for some reason, I just didn't. Like the beta was there, and like a lot of people were playing it. A lot of people have said some good things about it, and I guess I just missed it, and I'm kind of mad because it looks great.
I think we have to rewind the clock a bit because apparently in the before times where the really old dudes come from, there was this game called Left 4 Dead that Valve made. You know, the digital distribution platform dudes. They made a co-op zombie shooter, and apparently it was pretty good.
It was. Wait, okay, let's just part the kimono behind this bit. Have you actually played Left 4 Dead?
Nope, I've only seen it in action. I know that it's...
You never played Left 4 Dead? You're a game journalist, okay.
Yeah, I'm showing my Judas colors right now. But
I don't know how many years younger than you, and I put hundreds of hours into Left 4 Dead 2. It's one of the best shooters maybe ever made.
But yeah, it's finally got a spiritual successor. If you've never played this kind of game before, it's you, 3 other buddies, and an endless horde of, well, they aren't zombies, they are called the Ridden, which is just this absolutely horrible name for infected people. Just call a zombie a zombie. Come on, guys, it's not that difficult.
I hate this fucking thing that like writers do when they write zombie like things, right? When they say we're going to elevate the medium. They're not zombies. They're the forgotten. They're freakers. Just call them zombies. That's what they are. You don't need to elevate this. You don't need to be like Ibsen, you know?
Maybe the real monsters were us humans all along. I'm like, no, Susan, maybe the real monster was that undead abomination eating through your chest cavity right now. I mean, I'm no philosopher, but I'm pretty certain I'm right on this one.
No, but I'm the monster because I was the thing that created... Oh, just piss off, Susan. You're dead. Go away.
So anyway, Back 4 Blood, it's a co-op zombie shooter. I'm not going to call them Ridden. I hate the name. I'm sick of these zombies. It's a co-op zombie shooter. It's got a lot of guns. It's got some very cool characters. It's got some good visuals. And it's really a surprising amount of co-op fun. And that kind of amazes me because, as you know, I'm not the most social guy around.
Yeah. I was wanting to ask you, because I didn't play the beta, but I was watching a lot of sort of footage of it. In terms of the difficulty of it, because Left 4 Dead 2, I feel like we're going to be making a lot of comparisons to Left 4 Dead, because it's just the thing that makes sense to you, right?
Yeah, let's make comparisons to that game I never played.
Yes, well, that's one person's fault, and it's not mine. Left 4 Dead 2 could be a really challenging game, even on like a lot of the lower difficulties if you didn't work together as a team. How like in sync with your teammates like do you need to be in Back 4 Blood is something I want to know.
One thing you've really got to watch out for is that from what I can find, is that there's no friendly fire option. So you cannot just pay and spray your way through a stage. I mean, you've got to set up a decent firing line. You've got to keep, you got to be mindful of where your teammates are at all times. You got to use them like, you can have 2 teammates firing, they reload, you go in, you step in to take their place. You need those subtle strategies.
Okay, so it's not just the case of like being able to sort of one man your way through it while the rest of your team runs back, I don't know, fucking 4 kilometers behind you. Like you got to stick together properly.
Yeah, because
kind of like GTFO. I don't know if you ever heard of that game. It's also
no, I don't think I've played that one.
tough as nails shooter. Very, very good. But anyway, yeah, that sounds good.
The other thing that you have to be, also mindful of is that as you get better in that game, it has like this invisible director pulling strings, and he will make the game more difficult. He will throw more zombies at you. He will throw more, difficult scenarios at you. So it starts off easy. There are several difficulty modes that you can select, but as you get further on into the other stages, that dude really starts throwing a number of undead at you. I mean, he really amps it up. I mean, there've been places I felt like a chicken in a coop, just all and like surrounded on all sides by undead monsters just coming at me.
Well, that was what made Left 4 Dead so unique, right? Is that while only having a certain amount of maps, every game you played felt a little bit different because of how dynamic that AI system is. And I'm really pleased that it's returning for Back 4 Blood, because I think a lot of co-op shooters like this can often stagnate very quickly. Whereas if you have something like the director AI, I'm not sure what it's called, it keeps a lot of those games very fresh, no matter how long you've been playing, right?
Yeah, and what's really nice is that these campaigns that you play through, they are pretty lengthy. I mean, I think you can spend an easy 2 to 2.5 hours playing any of the campaigns, at least from my experience that was available in the beta with the 2 campaigns. I mean, that took a good chunk of time.
That's a long time. Jesus, 2 hours.
Yeah, and we were
for a single campaign.
We were cruising. I mean, we were actually, getting a lot of kills, getting a lot of objectives done. We weren't dying that often. It really is a lot of meat on the bones here.
So how many campaigns then are included in the game?
I think at the moment, if my memory's correct, there's about 4 campaigns that the game's going to launch with, and then obviously it'll add more campaigns in the future. Downloadable content and all that.
Yeah. Something I wanted to ask, because I watched a lot of gameplay, but sort of the behind the scenes stuff I wasn't really paying attention to. Is there a sort of character progression system? Are you leveling up? Are you unlocking new weapons or whatever?
See, that's the other interesting thing about this game. Your characters are pretty much set in stone, but what you will unlock are cards. You can set up a deck of cards, and some of these cards, add mutators to your game, and if you can survive these challenges, like say, not falling into an ambush or none of your teammates get downed during a match, you'll get more resources that you can use to buy more weapons and upgrades. Or other cards might make your healing abilities more effective. Other cards might give you more stamina, more ammo, quicker reloads. And as you progress through these stages, you will earn supply points. And when you get back to your main safe zone, your main hub of Fort Hope, you can use these supply points to buy more cards and kind of level up your card deck. And that's really interesting to see, this whole idea of customizing each individual playthrough through a deck of cards.
Yeah. I quite like that, because I feel like that's a less, I don't know, I haven't seen the system in play, but it feels like a more creative way than just having like a dedicated, you've unlocked a bigger gun now you've unlocked a silencer for the gun, and now you've unlocked, I don't know, a grenade launcher for the gun. I quite like that, because that feels like a more mechanically rich platform to sort of build on.
It's also such a wonderfully accessible game, because as you'd imagine, you need some really quick reflexes. So I toggled around in the menu settings a bit. I put on a super sticky ADS, so that I just snap onto zombies instantly. I mean, these guys can run. I'm just going to keep aiming with them. I give myself now a semi-automatic rifle. It's got like 15 rounds in there. Each round takes out like your usual cannon for the zombie. It's just so satisfying. Just one after another. Click, 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 click. Bang, bang.
Were you playing on, was the beta only PC, or was it console available as well?
It's basically on everything that the game's coming out on, which is PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS. It's going to be on plenty of platforms, and there's crossplay, I believe.
Oh, very nice. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to ask you about. Because like the really cool thing that Left 4 Dead 2 did specifically was have a whole lot of like unique zombies. That's not just like the normal cannon fodder, right? There was the spitter, and there was the jockey, and there was the the tank and whatnot.
Oh, that freaking they call this one the Hocker, and he's the absolute worst because like if it gets you with one of these radioactive loogies, you are properly stuck in place unless you're playing as one of the other characters that have certain special abilities that can get them out of it. Otherwise, you got to wait for a team member to come rescue you while you're being swarmed by zombies.
You see that I find interesting, that there are characters that have particular perks to deal with particular special infected, right? Because like Left 4 Dead, you just, if there's a spitter, cool, just avoid the spit. If there's a jockey, you shoot the jockey and he falls off. Because all the characters are just, they don't have anything, no sort of skills or abilities or whatnot. I think that's so interesting. So like, is there like an almost kind of team composition element to like really like perfecting rounds to this game?
Absolutely, but I think it also boils down to you also being aware of your team at all times. Like if someone falls down, you've got to go and obviously revive them if you want to get full points, that kind of thing. I mean, as good as you are never going to take out an entire horde of zombies by yourself. That director, he's just going to send more of them at you. And what happens when you actually like swarmed? Like for some reason, your character becomes drenched in like golden syrup. Like you start moving so sluggishly because they're all on top of you. So it's hard to break free of this mob.
Okay. Yeah, you see that automatically makes it more interesting to me, and I think that even makes me more confident in like the longevity of Back 4 Blood, because if they are going all in on the characters, and I've seen the characters, I really enjoy some of the like character designs and just the sort of writing around them.
Yeah, there's a lot of exposition that they deliver throughout the campaign. But it's not like over the top. It's not overkill. It's like just some really good, quick conversations that fleshes out these dudes. And I mean, it's tough living in the post-apocalypse. I mean, it has really, really done a number on them.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can imagine. We're 2 years into it right now, and it sucks, dog. It sucks so bad.
It's like, oh god, I miss TV so much.
I just... Man, if I could just walk outside the house and not feel like I'm gonna die, man, that'd be so great.
Why didn't I take that damn vaccine?
Oh, have you got your vaccine, by the way?
Yeah, I've had my first shot. I'm gonna have my second shot 9th of September.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry that
rules. Oh, my back.
I'm sorry that I caused you to lose all of your anti-vax audience. My bad. That's on me. Sorry.
Oh no, come on, guys. I'll wear one of those stupid red hats about America if you want. But one other thing that I do need to talk about is that there's a PvP mode, but I didn't get too much of a chance to play it. For some reason, I struggled to get into games for that, so I just watched a few streams. It's interesting. It's called Swarm. It's supposed to be what the developers call a very snackable mode, which is basically a bunch of humans versus a bunch of ridden zombies, and best 2 out of 3 wins the round.
Okay, so like the human or the players are controlling the zombies then.
Yeah. So they can take control of several of the different archetypes, give it a whirl, see if it suits them, or they can just go back to the main campaign, I guess.
Okay, sweet. I like that. Like that. I have so many fond memories of playing that sort of. Is it asymmetrical, asynchronous? I think it's asymmetrical multiplayer with friends.
It's an even side of players. So, you've got 4 on the one side, 4 on the other, either faction, see who comes out on top.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. I quite like that. I think that's probably going to be the reason that this game sticks around, especially they keep supporting it with maybe extra characters, maybe more zombie types. I don't know. Yeah. I could see them doing that.
I mean, it's coming out on Game Pass on Xbox. I think it's going to do absolutely gangbusters. I mean, that right there is a perfect Game Pass game.
Yeah, no, it straight up is, and I think launching on Game Pass is a very clever idea because it establishes that player base almost instantaneously. Not necessarily instantaneously, but you have a player base to work with of people who are going to try the game, because why wouldn't they? It's just free, right? Yeah,
it's so weird how many, I'm going to call them Left 4 Dead alikes are coming out right now, because you got Back 4 Blood in October, I think. Before that, you got Aliens Fireteam Elite. Bethesda's working on Redfall. I know we haven't seen any gameplay, but you look at that cinematic trailer and you tell me that's not a Left 4 Dead alike. I mean,
that's exactly what it is.
But it's not, because it's got vampires.
Hell yeah!
There's that other artsy game that's coming out, the Etrusian, or I can't remember.
I don't, there's Rainbow Six Quarantine.
There's Rainbow Six Quarantine, but that's different because it's 3 versus many.
Oh, of course, that's a completely different genre,
Completely
right?
different.
Yeah, you're right.
But
Completely different.
I'm glad to see all these co-op games coming out. I mean, you just want to play games with your friends, and what better time to do so through a decent internet connection?
Yeah, no, I'm a bigger fan of co-op games than I am of like the competitive multiplayer stuff.
Especially when you got the right friends with you, those dicks.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, I believe there's going to be a quick chat, a quick glimpse of what Back 4 Blood has to offer. It's coming out in October. It's going to be out on last gen, it's going to be out on current gen, it's going to be out on PC. It's going to be out on your Samsung fridge, maybe. I don't know. I'm not your mother. But yeah, guys, thank you for listening. If you like what you heard, please maybe, drop me a like and a subscribe. I'm not saying that it's the best thing that you'll ever do, but it is. I'm just not going to give you any evidence towards that. So thank you for listening. And any last thoughts from you, Brad?
Man, you gotta not put me on the spot like that, dog. The no last thoughts from me, Darren.
Man, you have got some real ring rust on you.
Yeah, I really do.
But I mean, you used to lead these chats. You were the maitre d' of podcasting.
Okay, to be fair, I did wake up at like 5 o'clock to get on a flight at 7, and I've been working since 12. So I literally got off work 20 minutes ago. So I think cut me some slack there, dog.
All right, I'll cut you some slack. Everyone, thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Cheerio.